You're listening to How to 20-something, the best podcast that helps both men and women navigate their 20s and learn how to adult across all aspects of their lives. We're going to focus on career, relationships, finances, fitness, nutrition, and all of the common challenges and obstacles a typical 20-something will face in this post-college life. I'm your host, Jess Diamond, and I am the CEO and founder of Jess Diamond Coaching, where I help young professionals get their shit together, gain their confidence, and own their life. No one prepares you for this adulting world, so allow me to help you feel like you are no longer a chicken running around with its head cut off, and that you actually know what the hell is going on and what your next step to take is. Welcome to How to 20-something. Welcome back to another episode of How to 20-something, where today's topic is for when life lifes. And by that, I mean it feels like everything is falling apart all at once and you can't seem to catch your breath. The idea for this episode came about when one of my clients was really going through it a few months ago, and as a result, he wanted to drop out of school. He's in his sophomore year, so as his coach, I, one, assured him of the belief that I have in him to see the semester through to the end, and two, hit him with the reality check that this isn't going to be the last time something like this happens. That you're better off having a totally shitty semester and completing it so you can learn that you are capable of doing hard things. Because what's going to happen a few years from now when life lifes again, and now you have a full-time job and rent to pay and responsibilities? Every single adult has wanted to hit pause on their own life just so they can get a grip on what's going on and catch their breath in the process. Unfortunately, that's not at all how things work. You're going to have a miserable time or season, and everyone else is going to keep on keeping on. So you need to learn how to be able to do both without burning yourself out in the process. And that's what this episode is designed to highlight and help you be able to do. I mean, I think it's fair to say we've all had those Murphy Law moments where everything that could go wrong did. For me, I lost my job. I was hitting a rough patch in my relationship where I felt like I couldn't even lean on my boyfriend for support. I was stuck in a global pandemic. I couldn't qualify for unemployment assistance for 3 months, and I was suffering with stomach problems. I was 23. I've had a client where she hated the school she was at, got broken up with by her boyfriend, and was in a fatal bus crash. She was okay physically, but that's a lot in a short time frame. And then more recently, this client who is breaking off ties with his dad, his mom was selling his childhood house, his girlfriend broke up with him, and he failed 2 classes. It truly feels like you've hit this string of bad luck where you're questioning everything and asking the universe what else could go wrong. And the universe takes that as a challenge. Right now, you are in a state of emotional whiplash. Like in a cartoon where you're getting bitch slapped every which way, only it's different life experiences, and it makes you feel like you're not capable of handling life as an adult. To which I want to tell you that that is most definitely not true. Is life hard right now? Yes. Do you have the urge to set your life on fire and start over? Probably. And if it's not that, do you want to hide out until this all blows over and you can resurface as a human again? Sure. When everything falls apart at the same time, it is incredibly overwhelming. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're trying to outwardly present yourself to your friends, coworkers, classmates, family members that everything is normal and okay when you know your life is a shitstorm behind closed doors, thereby making it hard for you to focus on what you need to do, or the smallest task seems nearly impossible and you have no time to process anything that's going on. So as a result, you try to power through and then spiral into thinking, why is this happening to me? And actually, now would be a good time for me to mention a gift I have for you in the show notes that helps you get out of a spiral you have found yourself in. It is so rightfully titled, if I do say so myself, How to Stop Spiraling. And once you put in your name and email, I'll send you a PDF that breaks down a very memorable and slightly humorous way to get yourself out of the spiral you've fallen into. So head to the show notes or go to justdiamondcoaching.com/spiral and claim your free gift now. But back to what I was saying, is that trying to power through all of the shit getting thrown your way isn't what's going to help you get over this hard time or even through this hard time. It actually boils down to shifting your priorities a bit and learning how to handle these areas of your life a little differently, at least for right now. Here's what I mean. Not everything demands your time and attention equally. Sure, there are some things you have to do as an adult, like go to work or go to class. So outside of those absolutely mandatory responsibilities, ask yourself what matters the most right now. If it's family drama that's troubling you, do you need to call someone in your family? Or do you need to set some boundaries around not talking to someone in your family? If it's your health, then you need to make sure the food you're putting in your body, the sleep you're trying to get while under this heightened level of stress, and the movement you are doing is all conducive to getting your health back on track to the best of your abilities. If it's a friendship or a relationship, is there a conversation you want to have and a time or a day you can coordinate said conversation? If it's your job or schoolwork, can you say no to plans you originally had so you can get yourself back on track and not get fired or fail your classes? I think when it comes down to shifting your priorities, it's a matter of looking at what happens if I ignore these priorities and hope it blows over all on its own. And the worse the outcome you come up with, the higher that priority should be on your list. Now, if everything I mentioned is all happening at once and you're in total doomsday mode, then the best piece of advice I can give you in this moment is to pause. Take a breath and try your hardest to focus on just one of the areas that is crashing down in your life at this time. But carrying on as though nothing is wrong and it'll all bounce back to the way it was before is a recipe for disaster. And the mistake you're making in this moment is trying to act as though everything is fine. Cue the meme of the dog sitting in a burning room with the quote, "This is fine," over his head. Things aren't fine. It's okay to acknowledge that. Reach out to a coach, therapist, your mom to help you stay grounded during a time where you feel like there is no ground beneath you. Because when everything is happening all at once, your brain is not going to be your friend at this moment. You need someone who is going to bring you back to actionable reality and know that this isn't going to be the last time life feels this way. And what I can tell you is that you will be able to look back at this specific period and recognize that it was bad, but it made you so much stronger as a person as a result. It helps you build up your resiliency muscles because you're going to need that as you move through the rest of adulthood. And when life's even harder. It's what I told my client. I told him dropping out of school for this semester so he can catch his breath will not help him. It's a temporary fix, but teaches you nothing in the long term. Because life sucks sometimes, and you need to learn how to juggle the shittiness with your responsibilities. And learn what you can let fall as you try to juggle everything that is happening around you, to you, and for you. And that just because something is hard for you doesn't mean you're not capable of seeing it through. Now, yes, mental health does factor in a lot here, and I'll be the first one to recognize how much easier said than done it is to tell someone to just show up. I've had my own battles with depression due to my life feeling like it was falling apart or too hard to handle. So I'm not saying push through your own depression and just get out of bed, just go to the gym, just go to work, just do your homework. I very much understand that is not helpful to say. What is helpful is by asking you not only what matters to you the most right now, but also asking you what can you control. It's why control is one of the pillars rooted in my Own Your Life system that I take my clients through. You can't control your girlfriend or boyfriend breaking up with you. You can't control your parents selling your childhood house. You can't control what someone else does or doesn't do. All you can do is control yourself, your reaction to a shitty situation, and what you're going to do about it. And then learning to release the rest. Because there is almost always something that is in your control. And sometimes that is quitting. Sometimes that is fully stepping away so that you can take that break to protect your mental health. But most of the time, it's chunking down everything into one singular actionable step. This season of everything falling apart is overwhelming you because you're looking at everything as a whole. You need to chunk it down. Get one assignment turned in. It's okay if you don't get an A. Show up to work on time. You don't need to be the most energized person in the room. Have the conversation, even if it's messy. I'm not asking you to show up perfectly. I'm just asking you to show up, period. Because by not doing anything, you're only going to dig yourself into a deeper hole. It's not all or nothing. There is always something you can do. You just have to be willing to do that something and not avoid it, but lean into it. And the last thing I want to say on this subject matter is just because everything seems to be hitting you all at once does not mean everything will be falling apart for forever. It can just be really, really hard to see any light at the end of the tunnel. So your brain interprets the situation as the end of the world and everything is wrong and will never right itself. And it's doing that as a way to protect you. But not everything is wrong. There's just a lot happening in ways you didn't expect, and it doesn't feel very good right now. So your job isn't to try to fix everything. It's to tackle one area at a time, one step at a time. And I can't stress this enough. Your goal right now is to just show up. Do not quit. Try to find your breaks in your schedule where you can. Say no to the extra things, but do not give up. Build the proof that you can do hard things because you're going to need it over and over again. When life is even harder, the risks are even bigger, and the crashes hurt a lot more. I know that's not hopeful, but that's reality. My coach says life's hard, so what are you going to do about it? And if you need help putting out your fires, then this would be the perfect time to schedule a call with me so I can help you extinguish them. That link to chat with me is also in the show notes, right under the Spiral freebie, so very easy to access. Use it, let's talk, and even if we don't end up working together, you'll walk away from that conversation with some strategies to help you put your life back together again. It's what I'm here for. So on that note, your life isn't going to fall apart for forever. It just feels that way right now. And this does conclude another episode of How to 20-something. If you liked what you heard, learned something new, know someone whose life is actively on fire and needs to hear this episode, then please share it, post it on social media, give me 5 stars, send it to that friend. Just do something to help me help all of the 20-somethings in this world navigating the most confusing decade of their life. And as always, I can't wait to be in your headphones again next week with another brand new episode.